5S, the Lumia 1020 and the Galaxy S4. Now of course you could argue that maybe the HTC One or the LG G2 is the best Android smartphone out there, but since the S4 sells the best, I decided to go with that. Now here are our 7 topics. The display, then we take a look at sound, the batteries, then we take a look at performance, the cameras, the operating systems, and in the last video I'm trying to help you decide which phone is the best for you. I'm looking forward to all your comments and let's get this party started. We are watching the same clip on all 3 devices while I'll give you the relevant specs. The iPhone 5S has a 4-inch IPS display with a resolution of 1136 x 640 and a pixel density of 326 pixels per inch. That's the same pixel density like the iPhone 5 has. Apple calls that a retina display, but that's just a fancy marketing word, don't get distracted. The Galaxy S4 has a 5-inch Super AMOLED display with a Full HD resolution, so that's 1920 x 1080 and has a pixel density of 441 ppi. Then the Lumia 1020 is right in the middle. It has a 4.5-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 1280 x 768 and a pixel density of 334 ppi. Now we are outside and I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing. I already knew that the Galaxy S4 would do okay. Then the iPhone 5S has a really bright display and also the 1020 is doing a good job at fighting the sunlight. Here we have some pictures, but I find them hard to compare because in my last comparison series all displays had the same size, so I was able to focus on the quality of the image. Now here it's like, of course the iPhone 5S is a really bright and good looking display, but images just look better on bigger displays. So I'd really like to know, what display size do you prefer? Now in this one I like the 1020 and the S4 the best because the contrast is better. Here in our third picture I have a clear favorite, and that is the Galaxy S4. Just look at the details you can see on the rock on the left side. That's beautiful. Moving on to our last one, I'd like to focus on the Galaxy S4 for a second, because here we can see something that's typical for Samsung devices, and that is that they really make the colors pop. So they don't necessarily look like they would look in reality. They are a little bit more interesting on the Samsung screens. So that's something you can either like or not, but I think Samsung is doing a good job here. The colors aren't as oversaturated as they've been on the Galaxy S3 for instance. Here on the Lumia 1020, the colors are a little bit stronger and deeper than on the iPhone 5S, especially when you look at the yellow. One more interesting thing, you can use the Lumia 1020 and the Galaxy S4 with your regular gloves, but unfortunately the iPhone 5S not. Another cool thing on the Galaxy S4 is that you can decide how it displays the colors. And on the Lumia 1020 you can change the color saturation and the color temperature. Here's my opinion. Let me say it again, my opinion. So don't get frustrated if it doesn't match your opinion. You're absolutely entitled to have your own opinion and we'd love to hear what you think. Let us know in the comments below. But to me, a high-end smartphone in 2013 must have a larger display than 4 inches. We've seen this tested, videos and pictures, they just look more awesome on larger displays. Also the iPhone 5S is just too small, it doesn't feel good in my hands. For me the best display size is the Lumia 1020, just because when I hold it in one hand I can reach the top of the display. On the Galaxy S4 the display is a little bit too large and I can't really drag down the notification bar on top. Before I tell you who my personal winner is, let me just say that we've seen 3 really good displays in this test. I'm going with the Galaxy S4. Just because everything looks so nice in a huge 5-inch Full HD display. Also, winter is coming up and it makes a lot of sense to me that you can use this phone with your gloves on. Who's your winner?